Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting. It's a book you probably heard of, the Book of Enoch. And we're going to be taking a deep dive into it and looking at its claims about extraterrestrial intervention in human history. We're going to be using a video from the fifth kind, a YouTube channel that explores esoteric and paranormal subjects. So if you're interested in ancient mysteries and the possibility of alien contact, this is the deep dive for you.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch is really something special. It's this ancient text attributed to Enoch, Noah's great-grandfather, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I actually didn't realize that connection.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating is it's not actually part of the standard Bible. It was excluded from the Jewish and Christian canons. But get this, it's considered sacred by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
So there's like a whole other branch of belief that holds this book as a central text.
Exactly. And it's crucial because it expands on and connects with a lot of the narratives from the Bible, particularly Genesis, in ways that, you know, kind of challenge traditional interpretations.
So it's almost like an alternative perspective.
Yeah.
On these well-known stories.
Yeah, you could say that. And one of the most captivating aspects of the Book of Enoch is its focus on these beings called the Watchers. Imagine, you know, beings from beyond Earth, descending and interacting with early humans.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing when you put it like that. So tell me more about these Watchers. What are they like?
Well, they're described as possessing advanced knowledge and skills, which they actually shared with humanity. Things like agriculture, medicine, even metalworking. Things that really helped early civilizations develop.
So it's not like a hostile alien invasion scenario?
Not necessarily. There's this element of mentorship, even benevolence in some of their actions.
That's really interesting. But the video also mentioned something about abductions. Is that where things take a darker turn?
Yeah. The Book of Enoch alleges that 200 of these Watchers went beyond just teaching and started abducting human women. They fathered a race of giant hybrids known as the Nephilim. And this actually connects with Genesis 6, which mentions sons of God taking human wives and producing these mighty men of renown.
So we have this ancient text.
Yeah.
Presenting ideas that seem to echo through various cultures and mythologies.
Exactly. The idea of hybrid offspring is a recurring theme throughout history and across different cultures.
The video even brought up a modern parallel with the Mami Wata tradition in West Africa and the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, the Mami Wata. They're fascinating entities in African folklore, often portrayed as these beautiful, alluring, and powerful water spirits, typically female. Mm-hmm. And they're believed to abduct people near water, often taking them to these underwater realms.
It's amazing how these stories of abduction by otherworldly beings seem to persist across time and cultures. It makes you wonder if there's some deeper connections and shared thread running through these narratives.
Absolutely. And it's not just the abductions. It's the knowledge that's often associated with these beings. The Book of Enoch goes into detail about the knowledge these Watchers possessed, celestial mechanics, lunar cycles, even the Earth revolving around the sun. This was knowledge that wouldn't become mainstream for centuries.
That's what's so mind-blowing about it. It's like they had access to information that was far ahead of its time.
And speaking of advanced knowledge, we can't forget about the Dogon tribe of Mali.
Ah, yes, the Dogon tribe.
Their knowledge of the Sirius star system, including a companion star that wasn't discovered by modern astronomy until much later, is truly remarkable. They claim this knowledge was given to them by beings from Sirius, specifically Sirius C, a star that hasn't even been definitively confirmed by science.
It's like they had a glimpse into a future understanding of the cosmos. And it makes you wonder how much ancient cultures really knew and how they acquired that knowledge.
It definitely challenges our assumptions about the development of human knowledge and understanding. It's almost as if we've been looking at history through a very limited lens. And the Book of Enoch offers a completely different perspective.
So we have these Watchers, beings with advanced knowledge interacting with humans, sometimes in ways that blur the lines of consent and power. They seem to have imparted knowledge, but also created chaos. But if the Book of Enoch offers such a unique perspective, why was it ultimately excluded from the accepted biblical canon? What was so threatening about its contents?
That's a great question, and one that has puzzled scholars for centuries. The video we're referencing suggests that it might have been a matter of theological control, a deliberate decision to maintain a specific narrative about humanity's relationship with the divine.
So by acknowledging the existence of other powerful beings, it would have challenged the established worldview.
Exactly. It would have been a radical shift in perspective for the time.
It's like someone found a piece that didn't quite fit the puzzle, so they just tossed it aside.
And that leads us to a fascinating question. Are we still doing that today? Are we dismissing potential evidence of extraterrestrial contact because it doesn't fit our current understanding of the world?
That's a really thought-provoking question, and one that I think we need to seriously consider as we continue to explore these topics and delve deeper into the mysteries of the Book of Enoch.
Yeah, it really makes you think about, how knowledge is controlled and who gets to decide what's considered truth.
It's like sometimes you come across something that just completely shakes up everything you thought you knew. It can be kind of scary, actually, to think that our understanding of the world might be so incomplete.
Right. It's all about keeping an open mind and being willing to question what we've been told. And that brings us back to the astronomical insights that we were talking about earlier in the Book of Enoch. What kind of knowledge did it actually contain? And how does it compare to our modern understanding of the cosmos?
Okay, so we've talked about how the Book of Enoch presents this advanced astronomical knowledge. Can you give us some specific examples? I remember the video mentioning the Earth revolving around the sun. It was a pretty revolutionary idea back then.
Oh, absolutely. For centuries, the prevailing view was the geocentric model, with the Earth at the center of the universe. But the Book of Enoch clearly states that the Earth revolves around the sun.
Wow.
It also describes lunar cycles with surprising accuracy, talking about the phases of the moon and their connection to the tides. And get this, it even hints at the precession of the equinoxes.
The precession of the equinoxes?
Yeah, it's this slow wobble of the Earth's axis that takes about 26,000 years to complete one cycle.
That's incredible. It's mind-boggling to think that they were aware of these concepts so long ago.
It really is. It makes you wonder if they were observing the skies with more than just the naked eye.
Like, could they have had some kind of technology or knowledge that's been lost to history? Or, as the Book of Enoch suggests, could this knowledge have come from beings with a more advanced understanding of the cosmos?
It's a fascinating question, and the Dogon tribe's knowledge of Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, just adds another layer to this mystery.
Right. They claim that this knowledge came from visitors from Sirius C, a star that we haven't even confirmed exists yet.
Exactly. It makes you wonder where else we might find evidence of this ancient, perhaps extraterrestrial influence on human understanding.
It's like we're piecing together a giant puzzle. And the Book of Enoch is this really intriguing piece that doesn't quite fit with the conventional picture.
It challenges us to reconsider our assumptions about human history and our place in the universe.
And the fact that it was excluded from the canon just makes it even more mysterious.
Right. What were they trying to hide or protect? Was it simply too radical for its time? Or did it threaten the established power structures in some way?
Also really curious about the connection between the Book of Enoch and modern experiences. The video mentioned Professor John Mack and Monsignor Corrado Balducci, both respected figures who took alien abduction accounts seriously.
Yeah, they both had some really interesting perspectives.
Can you tell us a bit more about their views?
Well, Professor John Mack was a Harvard psychiatrist who studied alien abduction experiences extensively. And he concluded that many of his patients were not delusional. They were describing something real, something profound, that challenged conventional scientific and psychological paradigms.
So he was basically saying that these people weren't making up their stories.
Exactly. He believed they had genuinely experienced something that couldn't be easily explained away.
And then we have Monsignor Corrado Balducci, a Vatican exorcist, who also acknowledged the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. That's pretty significant coming from someone within the Catholic Church.
It is. Monsignor Balducci stated publicly that he believed that these encounters weren't demonic in nature, but suggested contact with another form of intelligent life.
Wow, so even within the church, there were those who were open to the idea of extraterrestrial life.
It seems so. Balducci even went so far as to say that the Vatican was aware of these encounters and was studying the phenomenon.
It's remarkable how the Book of Enoch, this ancient text, seems to be resonating with contemporary experiences and debates.
It's like it's speaking across time and cultures, prompting us to reconsider the boundaries of what we believe is possible.
And the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which included fragments of the Book of Enoch, only adds to its credibility and historical significance.
Absolutely. Those discoveries really reignited scholarly interest in the book and its implications for understanding the past, the present, and maybe even the future.
It's like this ancient text is suddenly finding new relevance in a world that's grappling with the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the mysteries of consciousness.
It's pushing us to expand our horizons and embrace the unknown.
It's fascinating how all these threads we've been exploring keep leading back to the Book of Enoch, this ancient text that has been surrounded by so much mystery and controversy for centuries. It really feels like we're uncovering a whole new layer of history, a narrative that challenges everything we thought we knew about humanity's place in the universe.
You know, it makes you think about who controls the narrative, who decides what information gets shared and what gets suppressed. The Book of Enoch is a powerful example of how knowledge and power have always been intertwined.
It's so true in this age of information overload. It's like we're constantly being bombarded with information from all sides, and it's hard to know what to believe, what to trust. It makes you wonder if there are other books of Enoch out there, other ideas and perspectives that have been silenced because they threaten the status quo.
Oh, I'm sure there are countless stories and pieces of knowledge that have been lost or deliberately hidden throughout history. But the truth has a way of resurfacing, doesn't it? The rediscovery of the Book of Enoch through the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Ethiopian Orthodox Church's preservation of it, it's a testament to the enduring power of these alternative narratives.
It's like a seed that was planted long ago and is finally starting to sprout, bringing forth new insights and perspectives that we might not have been ready for in the past.
What I find most compelling about the Book of Enoch is how it bridges the gap between ancient myths and modern experiences. We've talked about the Watchers, the Nephilim, the transfer of knowledge, and how these themes echo throughout different cultures and time periods. But what does it all mean for us today? What can we learn from these ancient stories?
That's the question that keeps coming back to me. If there's even a grain of truth to these accounts, it really forces us to confront some uncomfortable questions about our past, present, and future.
Imagine for a moment that extraterrestrial beings have been interacting with humanity throughout history, as the Book of Enoch suggests. What would that mean for our understanding of evolution, religion, the very nature of consciousness?
It would completely change everything. We'd have to reevaluate everything we thought we knew. It would be like looking at a two-dimensional image and suddenly seeing it in 3D. A whole new level of depth and complexity is revealed.
And it challenges us to reconsider the limits of what we believe is possible. Are we really alone in this vast universe? Have we been visited, influenced, maybe even manipulated by beings with intelligence and technology far beyond our own?
And what about all those unexplained disappearances that we talked about earlier? Could some of those cases be linked to non-human intelligence, as some researchers believe?
Yeah.
If so, what does that tell us about the nature and purpose of these interactions?
It's like we're trying to solve a giant puzzle with missing pieces, and we can only speculate and try to connect the dots based on the limited information we have. But maybe that's where the real excitement lies, in pushing beyond the boundaries of our current understanding and embracing the unknown.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Book of Enoch, what are some key takeaways that you'd like our listeners to ponder? What questions do you hope they'll continue to explore?
The Book of Enoch reminds us that the universe is a vast and mysterious place full of wonders and possibilities that we're only beginning to comprehend. It encourages us to never stop questioning, to keep seeking knowledge, and to remain open to perspectives that challenge our preconceived notions. The search for truth is an ongoing journey, and the answers we find often lead to even more profound questions.
Well said. It's been an incredible journey exploring the Book of Enoch with you. I hope our listeners have enjoyed this deep dive as much as we have. It's a text that continues to spark debate, inspire curiosity, and challenge our understanding of the world. And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring, questioning, and seeking your own truth. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Book of Enoch.